9:25. Sydney.
CJ.
Back in studio. It's been a while.
It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Because you were gone, and that's wonderful for you. You had a good time, and if I didn't say it already, congratulations again. You have a lot going on. Very exciting.
I do, but it's great because I'm really just kind of, I'm not really doing a lot of the activity, if that makes sense.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. She's been kicking ass. She's been grabbing all the boxes and moving stuff in, and I'm just kind of, because I figured if I did it, it's going to get drug back out anyway. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
I've learned that.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I'm just here for the show,
Yeah, that's fair.
It's been really good. And it was a good time. We had a good time.
That's wonderful.
I haven't ever watched a Hallmark movie before, but I
did it over this trip?
We did it. We did it over. No, I just figured this would be a good idea, and her family was great with it. Oh my God, it was a great engagement. Couldn't have been better.
That's wonderful.
And her dad took great pictures. So best
really,
I've ever looked.
The pictures are gorgeous.
Best I've ever looked.
You guys haven't seen the photos. They're beautiful.
You should. Yeah. So you've been working while I've been away getting engaged, and well. How's life been treating you?
Life's been good. Life's been busy in its own way up here in Illinois. So staying busy, but that's as we always say, that means there are cool things happening in the community for us to keep up with. So that's exciting.
When you got other people breaking our news, you know you're doing something right. And once again, last weekend, you found yourself out late on a Sunday night.
Yeah,
we got to work on this.
I tend to find myself out late on Sundays or weeknights and then regret it the next day. And that's okay though, because I was doing something really fun. I was at the Muni.
Okay, I got to ask you, though.
Yeah.
It was hotter than a hornet.
It wasn't that bad on Sunday. It was kind of like the rain was like kind of right there.
Oh,
it's
gotcha,
like, is it going to rain? Is it not? And so we got really lucky. It didn't rain. So, it worked out. So what do you know?
So I've never been to the Muni.
What?
Yeah,
CJ.
That's one thing I haven't St. Louis. What's it like? Because all I imagine is because I've never seen it actually. I've never seen the stage.
It's great.
How big is it?
It's huge. It's like so just to put it in perspective, so they have some free seats that are available in the last couple of rows in every production. 1,500 free seats available, and that's just the last couple of rows. So the theater itself is huge.
So okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
1,500 seats. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of seats.
That's a lot of gone money is what I call it. I guess if they're expecting those seats never to be filled, they just give them for free.
I think I think part of their mission is to make art accessible to people.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, they want to make sure that people can come see it if possible. So I've hung out in the free seats before. Bless you.
Thank you.
And it's really nice to be able to see the show that way.
Can you still hear it?
Yeah, you can hear it really well.
Oh, okay, so it's not.
I mean, it's like smaller, but so you can still hear really well and like enjoy it. But or you can buy tickets, and it's always full. And they have an incredible show every year. They have a great lineup, and this year especially, I'm just gonna little plug for the Muni. They have a 10 out of 10 lineup this year, so I will be going back a few times if I can swing it. So I look forward to it.
So do they have the thing? Is that where they when they have Peter Pan, he went through the crowd and stuff? Do they do that there?
Sometimes, yeah. Wow. Every now and then, the first couple of rows, someone will run through the crowd for something. So that's kind of cool whenever that happens. But yeah, not this show. This show, everyone stayed on stage.
I guess it would be bad if you stuck a leg out there.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
Knowing my luck, I'd be stretching, and all of a sudden down goes the star. When
I went to the Fray in Decatur, the lead singer of the Fray came all the way up to the lawn, ran all the way up there to past us in the lawn, which is wild. So sometimes people like to get out there and enjoy it. I think if I was a performer, I'd be too nervous to do that, especially for that reason that someone's gonna trip me.
Or I just fall. I can't walk and chew gum.
That's true too. There's a really good possibility that I would just collapse on my face. So what are you gonna do?
So what show did you see?
So I saw Come From Away. So this show, this is kind of solemn, but it is.
I could have looked at your picture.
Yeah, pay attention. No, but it's kind of a solemn show. It's actually a true story. It's based on 9/11. These 38 planes were grounded in Newfoundland, in this small town in Newfoundland. And they stayed there for 5 days. And it was this really small, Alton-sized town, or maybe smaller than Alton. And 7,000 new passengers came and stayed for 5 days. And so it just told the story of that and kind of that experience. And it was really good and really emotional. And it blended, there was some humor too. So it wasn't just 2 hours of intense,
Yeah.
But it was a really good show. And it helped me understand understand a little bit more about just that experience for people.
That's got to be a tough thing to blend too.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job. And these are Broadway level shows that they're putting on with Broadway performers, which is really cool. One cool thing, someone I went to school with at Millikan was actually in the show, which was pretty cool.
Wow. Did you get a discount?
I wish. That would have been cool. But no, so it was pretty neat, and it was a great show. And I was familiar with the show beforehand, but I had never seen it live before. And so getting to see it live and see how they did it was pretty incredible.
Oh,
is that the drill?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
If you guys don't know, if you're hearing rattling, this is going to be what it's going to be for the next month. And I mean, everyone's got to work, but I just so frustrating. I get a headache by 11:30 because of this damn drill.
Rough.
And I don't know what else you can drill in this building. I mean, I truly don't. This guy has been everywhere. Like, how many more spots are you going to go? I feel like he's just drilling the same damn hole. It's like Shawshank Redemption.
That is louder than I expected. I know you said it was loud.
No one believes me down here. It rings down to the vent and shakes the studio.
That's wild. Okay,
no one knows about the stresses of hosting a local talk show.
You're so right. Well,
God, man.
It's going to be beautiful when it's
I bet it will be, yeah. It's going to be beautiful as me on Channel 11 after my meltdown. Be like Britney Spears, I'm going to walk into that Sam's Club uptown or Great Clips and just shave it all off.
Yeah,
you know?
Whatever it takes.
So I have never heard about this show. And what I think's cool just reading your blog is that it features like real footage from local news. So that's cool.
That was incredible. Yeah, they had real 2001 news footage from this local news station. And it was incredible to see like these actual people, you know, in line for food or getting donations piled up or, you know, whatever else. And it was just, it added like this like shock of reality to it, you know, because you know it's real, but like to see it actually playing out on the screen was pretty incredible.
Honestly, yeah, it is. And what I think's really unique too is I think it could ignite maybe some of that community that folks did feel after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, you know, because it really, I think time goes on and you kind of forget and all those little kind of smaller stories about the big story like this one, where it's not a small story, but comparatively speaking to what else was going on.
Yeah, there's like a million stories,
it's kind of really unique to see that kind of brought back out and reignited, you know?
Yeah, it was really interesting. And I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you because we're about the same age, but I was very young when this happened.
Yeah,
and so I don't really remember, you know? And so it was a great experience to hear these stories and kind of get to understand a little bit more about what this really was like. And I think that's what great art can do, is kind of help you understand more about experiences and situations that you weren't a part of, but you can connect with people emotionally and kind of have that like understanding about someone else's experience, you know?
And when you're looking at the crowd, what was the crowd's takeaway? Like, because sometimes I like just to read the crowd, you know, and see how it's going. Could you take away like, okay, it was kind of a remembrance thing? Were they kind of getting back into it for the ones that did remember? Was there a lot of head nodding? Like,
yeah, it was interesting because on the way out, you know, you're filing out with like thousands of other people, and you can kind of
hold that many people.
It's big.
Wow,
it's great. But yeah, so you're filing out with people, and you know, you kind of hear the conversations around you, and people are saying like, "Yeah, I was on a plane too when this happened," or "Oh yeah, I was, you know, I remember that day," or me and my family, we kind of talked about it too, like what was going on that day in our family. You know, it's just, you know, I think it just reminded people of all of that, and so it just is great to see how art can connect people like that. And it was a really incredible show, and it was really cool that the Muni got to premiere it in St. Louis too.
Someone just texted me and said I can hear this in through my phone screen.
Really? It's wild. Yeah, it's loud. He was right.
I'm not lying. Right. So I mean, I am exaggeratory, but I'm not, you know, I'm trying to be accurate here. So they start their shows at 8:15.
Yeah, so it's kind of,
gotcha. So that way it's not in the peak of the day or in the summer.
Yeah, it's not too hot. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting because like the show comes on and the sun is setting, and they're like, also, this is cool. You know, the stage it's all outside. So there are trees growing behind the stage that you can see behind the stage. And it just is awesome. And I will say one time I was there for Young Frankenstein a couple of years ago. Great show.
What is that one about? I've heard a lot about that.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
Oh, you would love that. But yeah, it's really good. But anyway, so I watched the musical version, Young Frankenstein, and right as they were, you know, making the Frankenstein, there was lightning overhead, and it was like just awesome and thematic and very cool. So not to get into it, but I love theater and stuff like that.
No,
so
I think it's awesome.
I was really into it.
Well, I think I would too if I was more willing to go do those, because it's just, finding the time. And then like you're saying, you're going on, do they have Saturday shows, I'm guessing?
Yeah,
I'm learning about the Muni for the first time.
Yeah, I got you. They have shows all week, but yeah, it's I have a show later this summer. I'm going to see Dear Evan Hansen on a Saturday, so I look forward to that and being able to sleep in the next morning. But yeah, it is hard on a weeknight to kind of make it happen. So what are you gonna do?
So what time? How long is the show?
A couple hours. This one was actually shorter than I imagined because they didn't take an intermission, so it just went all the way through. And so we got out of there around like 10:30 on a Sunday.
That's not a couple of hours. That is 2 hours and I don't know, about 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's by the time you get out of like the traffic.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Too. So but that being said, usually it's a longer show and they do take an intermission. So usually you get out of there about like 11 or so, and then you got to drive from St. Louis to home. So it's kind of a late night, and it's like, and usually you're like sweaty, so you got to take a shower because you've been outside, So it's kind of a late night, but it's worth it to be able to see some regional theater.
I completely agree. And honestly, it's really cool to know like Broadway stars are coming down. And,
isn't that neat?
And I'm sure it's a great experience for them to do something that's not necessarily in that traditional theater setting too, in an outdoor theater. That's really cool.
I think that's the coolest thing, to go through and see, these people that are on Broadway stages doing the shows.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. So yeah.
So with that being said, you probably got home around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then you have to get back to the grindstone in the morning.
Yep.
What is your routine after a night out? Because, okay, as you know, I have not gone out as like I used to in months, and I thought I could stay up a little bit later last night. I thought, oh God, I got this.
Good
And
for you.
I'm telling you, I woke up today and I felt like, I don't even know how I used to do it.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest with you, what's your routine here? Because I had a GBH from Germania today, free plug to them. They don't pay us, but I just thought, that'll help.
Those are good though.
Didn't help. No, I think I'm going to need a shot of adrenaline or something to get me through this day.
No, I will be honest with you. I rely completely on caffeine. Shout out to caffeine. Love me some coffee. So the next morning, I've been making my own coffee at home, so be proud of me. I've been saving some money. Thank you.
Wait, hold on here, because I heard part of this conversation. It ain't coffee. It's it's like, what is this?
Okay. So
yeah, you're bougie over there.
Yeah, it is bougie. So I recently got a Nespresso machine.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is very fun for me. It is, so it makes an espresso shot, and you put in the syrup, and you put in the milk and the ice, and so you make yourself I'm making a little mocha basically every morning. So it's very fancy. But okay, Mr. GBH, that's not exactly black coffee.
I had to refinance my house for that GBH.
Yeah, literally. It's not exactly. You're not better than me, but yeah.
No, did you get the Drew Barrymore?
No, excuse me?
The Drew Barrymore Slim Espresso Maker. I'm looking up how much these things cost.
Yeah, no, this was actually a gift. So
so you don't have to
save some money. But
good for you.
That being said, you have to buy the pods, and so that's like not cheap. So it kind of adds up, but it's cheaper than going to, one of the local stores, which I should say, I love the local stores.
Yeah, you better get that out.
Let me just clarify.
You better get that out.
Love going there, love getting a treat every now and then. It's a good time, but it just.
Germania is affordable. I just made a joke. I'm glad you called out that. I brought that up. I probably shouldn't joke like that on this show.
Sorry. Let's just
get someone outside RiverBender with friggin' signs here soon.
Let me just clarify. Yeah, I love going to these stores, and trust me, I've spent my share of money at these stores too. But I love checking them out and doing what I can.
So my question is, I had one espresso in my life, okay? And now I think I did it wrong because I thought that I was a caffeine fiend and I needed more than one shot of espresso.
Oh, no.
I felt like I was going to die.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So speaking of Germania, they have little plug for Germania. They have double shots on Monday.
We'll bill them later
for free. And so,
what?
Yeah, if you go, they'll say, "Do you want your double shot for Monday?" And I always said, "Yes, I do." And then the whole day, I would be like nauseous by lunchtime. I would just be shaking the entire time. But that being said, yeah, the espresso shots, they get the job done. They caffeinate you. Well,
and it's a little bit different because I'm not drinking as many energy drinks as I used to be, which is good. But like the C4s, I had one to get me back because I drove, the long way from Alabama back home, and I'm telling you what, I was sicker than a dog.
Yeah.
Like, those things aren't anything to mess around with. And like, it reminded me seriously my espresso day, because I honestly thought I was going crazy.
No, those, like, low-key, too much caffeine can definitely, we talk about this at lunch sometimes, like, all of us, but too much caffeine can make you sick. So it is, like, kind of nerve-wracking. Got to be careful. That being said, I do rely on it to get up and going in the morning. And especially after a day like that, I was like, all right, let's get the caffeine flowing. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, 100%. So with that being said, you had fun at the show.
I did.
And did you go with friends, by yourself?
I went with my family, which was nice.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was my mom's birthday present to go.
Nice.
So fun. Yeah.
Did you get that present for her?
I did not. I actually got her tickets to go see Dear Evan Hansen later in the summer. So
wow.
we're gonna go twice. So
Munying it up for mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Muni for mom. That's
Muni
the shirt.
For mom. Yeah,
that's the shirt.
They should advertise like that. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'd be a great marketing person.
Yeah,
for
you should.
Some big company with a lot of money. I just want to throw that out.
You got this.
But honestly, with that being said, too, has the Muni always been something that you fell in love with, or is that something you found later?
No, that's interesting you ask. It's very fun. Growing up, my mom really likes these shows and stuff. So my dad every now and then would get her, like, for their anniversary or whatever, like a season pass to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cool because they would go and enjoy it. But sometimes, like, if one of them was working late or one of them had, like, obligations with a friend or something like that, I got to go instead. And that was really fun to be able to grow up going every now and then and checking out these shows. And so, yeah, ever since I was, like, younger, but especially, like, when I was in high school, I got really into musical theater and stuff like that. And I was doing all the plays in school and, singing the songs in choir and that kind of thing. I was a total theater nerd. I don't own it. I was not
That's cool, though. No, that's cool. It's better than you could be doing a lot worse than theater.
That's true, yeah.
And honestly, I think it's kind of cool because, like, all the theater kids, it was like that was a big crew at Alton High.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big connection for sure. You get close just because you're doing stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's very fun. But yeah, it was a good time.
Now, what's your favorite Muni show ever?
Favorite Muni show ever? That's hard. They did Rent, I think, a couple years ago, which was pretty incredible. Newsies was really good. Yeah, I've seen some really good ones there. I'll be honest with you. They put on some really good shows.
Huh. Good.
Yeah.
Shout out. Got a moment to take a break?
Absolutely.
All righty here. I got to pay a bill, but you know what? Curiosity did kill the cat, and she was, in fact, a good reporter. So that's good. We're going to talk about that one next, because I'm pretty fascinated about this one that we missed. Hey, it's 9:42. We'll talk about, pretty much anything else when we come back from this break. Oh, while I have you, drum roll for the Queen of Junk. Denise Sparks, those purple and yellow trash cans, mating like bunny rabbits. I like using that expression because they just pop up, pop, pop, bing, 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 all across the 618. And at Sparks Junk Removal, it's all about customer service done right. When you call Sparks Junk Removal, guess what you get, Sydney? The Queen of Junk herself and the office. They don't say, well, we're going to put you on hold and we're going to give you a number that you got to remember. I hope you have a PIN because we can't just text it to your phone and we'll call you back in 3 days. And the 3 days come and they never happen. Listen, I'm not talking crap on the big guys. I'm just saying Denise Sparks brings back that small town business feel and she's doing it right. For 30 plus years, she's been the Queen of Junk. And for the next 30, she's the Queen of Junk and Trash. Listen, that Bowflex that you tried once after Christmas, gotta go. That was 30 years ago. That hot tub that's been broken down because you wanted to make that backyard utopia and realized how much work that was since the first Clinton administration. Gotta go. The neighbors are getting ready to report you to the city, and the Queen of Junk can help you with all of that stuff. All you have to do is call 618-781-1407. That's 618-781-1407 for the junk removal services, or just go to sparksjunkremoval.net for their weekly trash pickup. See if you qualify, if you're in your service area. And when you get the Queen of Junk, don't forget to tell her that you know who sent you over their way. A quick break. We'll come back with more Blog Talk next.
Atillafest is coming to Alton Amphitheater on July 26th. Presented by D. Smith Promotions, hosted by Reason to Doubt Podcast. Don't miss your chance to see Big Boogie and Boozy Badass live on stage with special guests Dirty Muggs, Borderline, Marquise Knox, and NKG Band. For VIP and slots, call Queen at 314-967-8999. Atillafest. Don't miss it.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I could say I miss you, oh, but you know I never lied.
Welcome back. I wish you guys could hear my conversations off the air. I feel like that would be the better show.
That would be interesting.
No, it wouldn't be on the air very long, but it'd be a damn good show. With that being said, I really liked this one that you wrote when I was gone. I always like that you write the good ones when I'm gone.
Well, only for you.
You wrote a little bit about just kind of how you make your interactions with the people you write about or the people that want you to write about something.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and at least to me, it's interesting.
I think so. Yeah,
it's in conclusion, I'm a very nosy person, so I think you kind of.
She has a cup and she puts it up to the wall in the office so she can hear Mike and I's conversation.
Exactly. I'm like, let me in. No, but I think that just is one of the requirements of being a reporter or doing what you do is you just have to be a little curious. So I like to find out more. So pretty much once a day, at least once a day, I will say some variation of like, hi, this is Sydney with RiverBender.com, and then that usually starts a conversation and people will want to know more and I want to know more about them. And so we have a great conversation where I just ask a lot of questions and I learn a lot about the people in our community, which is the coolest thing ever.
What happens when you get somebody that's like just a genuinely nervous person? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, we don't want to give you any details on this very positive story.
That's interesting because like it definitely happens where people just are nervous about just, they're nervous about the recording going on because I record audio, just to get my notes and quotes, but and then that kind of thing.
Notes and quotes.
That's what I always say. Get my notes and quotes. But, and that's completely understandable. I get that it's kind of a nerve-wracking and kind of a weird situation to be interviewed. It's a little strange. But a lot of the times I think you have to be the one who sets the tone, Yeah. So you kind of have to be the one that's like, how you doing? What's new? And, I'm good, right? It's the sun's shining. It's a good day, something like that. And kind of just ease into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And that kind of helps. And people kind of start to calm down and tell you more.
Well, you know what? This is kind of interesting for me. And this is kind of not a bragging thing, but like with the show, like I haven't had to make that many phone calls lately. So I think I'm a little rusty. Like I really don't know how that text would go. Like I have a copy and paste thing that I send to people. Sorry, you know that now. I just, and AI sends it out. out and, you know, it's kind of done. And so, like, when you call somebody, okay, you never met them.
Yeah.
And do you tell them, like, first in an email, I want to interview you, or do you just drop a line?
It depends. If I have a phone number, I'm just making a call because
Wow.
it's just as easier. If I have an email address, then sometimes I'll shoot them an email and just introduce myself. But a lot of the times, if I can get a phone number first, then that's my first move, just because it like amps up the response time a lot, you know? So I'll just give them a call and I usually start off and say, hi, my name's Sydney. I'm a reporter with RiverBender. How you doing? And they're like,
What did I do?
I'm fine. How are you? and then I'll you know, finish with that and say, I got your number from so-and-so, or I'm calling because I saw that you did XYZ, or you're involved with XYZ, and I think that's really cool, and I'd love to hear more about it. So, you know, a lot of times I love talking to passionate people, and a lot of people in our community are really passionate about what they do. So it's a great opportunity to just hear more about folks' interests and passions and the things that they care about. So it's great.
Well, and now you've been here 2 years now,
2
haven't
years.
you? And honestly, what I think's cool is that people have really come to know you as a reporter. I mean, that you aren't just kind of around and taking notes, like you're actively working.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool. And now,
busy.
So I like this. My friends cast me exhausted looks when, halfway through a story, I interrupt again to clarify. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
See, I feel like if you're going to tell a story, you better tell it the right way.
I want the details.
Yeah, sorry.
You know?
We didn't come here for Cliff Notes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Tell me who this is, what they do, how you know them. Do I know them? Tell me more. So yeah, my friends, my nosiness in real life is maybe not as appreciated, but it's okay. They're getting patient with me, so I appreciate all my loved ones for being patient with me.
I do that to my family too.
Yeah.
Like, it could be a story about going to the damn park, and I'm like, okay, well, what color was the car you were driving?
Tell me more. I want to know more. So it's kind of interesting. But one of the other great things I've like learned through doing this job is just like how to listen a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, I think most of the time when we're talking to people, we are kind of thinking in the background, like, okay, what am I going to say next? And that was one of the things that my journalism professor, Dr. Scott Lambert at Millikan University, shout out.
Dr. Lambert.
If he would listen to this for some reason, just shout
Throw him
out.
down.
I'll let him know. But no, he taught me that early on, was just like, just listen.
Yeah.
Just shut up and listen to somebody and you'll find out a lot more.
Well, I still have the best quote ever. Those
let's
who don't
hear it.
listen have bias.
Yeah, that's
Just
a good
always
point.
saying that.
That's a good point. I like that a lot. You
know.
should listen. That's how you learn more.
I just want
about
that on my
people.
statue outside the building.
I'll let John know.
But, you know, I don't know. I just think it's really cool that you wrote about this, because sometimes I truly think people don't realize that, like, here at RiverBender, like, we're actively doing work. We aren't waiting for a voicemail, and we aren't
Yeah.
just putting the voicemail online and with a note. I mean, you're actively gathering notes. You're actively putting
for
a story
sure.
together. And I think that's so different. And honestly, there's a new reporter here in the area that I think's doing a very good job of that too.
Yeah.
And now I don't agree with a lot of the stories and why we're writing them, but I do think does a great job reporting them.
Yeah, shout out.
So it's one of those things where I think some people, you know, like, they'll go, oh, well, I'm going to read this and it has 2 sentences in it. And really what it is a lot of times it's hard work that's being done by another reporter initially, and it's being kind of transcribed in a voicemail. And I don't think that's good for the audience to know. It's good to know what actual reporting looks like and how long it takes to get a story done sometimes.
Yeah, it's interesting how, you know, a lot of the times I start with a phone call or I organize an interview to meet somebody, and it's so cool because you just get to talk to somebody. And my interviews range from anywhere from like 10 minutes to like sometimes I'm
You've been on the
with
phone
someone
forever.
for like
Yeah.
30 minutes
Yeah.
or longer. And it's great just because you get to know people. And I don't want to cut anybody off because it's like, no, tell me more. I want
Right.
to know these details. I want you to round out the story for me. And some of those details end up in the story and some of them don't, but it gives me a better understanding of who this person is. And I mean, what a value that is to get to know somebody in this day and age, you know?
Right. Well, and honestly, it goes back to like when I put best ofs together, that's why I never touched the first year. Because even though I've been doing it for quite some time, you know, doing it by yourself is a lot harder
for
than
sure.
doing it
Yeah,
with
you
somebody
learn a lot.
when you
Yeah.
co-host, because you're, as a coach, you learn to kind of shut up and all that. Because like when I was with Ray, you know, I maybe spoke a couple of minutes, and then, you know, if I had one question, I'd throw it in. But you don't realize how awful it sounds to cut somebody off on the air, and you're like, dude, what were you doing? They had a great story they were telling. You know what I'm
We've
saying?
all been there,
Now,
yeah.
do you go back on your stories when you first started writing for us and go, God, what was I doing here?
There are a few stories where I'm like, ooh, I didn't know what I was asking. I didn't know enough about the community yet. And now I know a lot more about the community and just some of the relationships and the businesses and just all kinds of things.
Someone responded, sent me a text. They said LOFNL. That's funny as heck. Thank you. I appreciate that today.
Staying out of that one. But no, there are definitely times. And then there are also times that, like, one of my favorite stories that I wrote here, I wrote within the first 2 months of being here, and it still is one of my favorites. So
What'd you write?
It was what a homeless man's loved ones want you to know about his death. Yeah.
That was a really good story.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
It really was.
That was really emotional and interesting. And I think the reason that story works so well is because I shut up, and I just listen to these people talk.
Well, I think sometimes people get nervous, like just like it's in shows. It's like, don't talk about like abortion, gun control, or politics and all. And I don't really necessarily agree with that. It's just about letting them, talk without being confrontational, so you can still share their story in a way that's not, convoluted for the audience, and also derogatory to the audience too. There's two kind of lines you walk. But in reporting, like when you're writing about sensitive things like that, where it's someone's loved one or someone's benefit or a GoFundMe.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot that you have to do to not only humanize it, but humanize it in a way where it's not patronizing to that individual or their family too. I'm only guessing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking to someone about this the other day, but it's interesting. I end up on the phone sometimes with families of someone who has passed away or something like that, and those stories are so. It's how to put this. It matters so much to make sure that you do it right and that you ask the right questions and that you're sensitive about it. And so those are hard phone calls to make, but really it just is being quiet and listening to somebody talk about their loved one and then going forward and writing about it in a way where you honor this person,
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. It's an interesting job. I had done that a couple times before I came here, but now that I've been here, I've done a few stories like that, like almost like obituaries of people. And it just is like, it's very intense sometimes, but it's hard to not feel it too.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Because it's not, you might not know the person or know the family, but by the end of it, you connect with them in a way where it means a lot to you, just like it means a lot to them. So there's totally pressure with that.
Yeah, it's really interesting, but again, it all comes down to just getting to know somebody, and in this day and age where we're all on screens or disconnected or that kind of thing, which like me too, I also spend my time on my Instagram or whatever, but it really means something to get to know people.
Did I ever tell you the best thing I ever did was just having Facebook and Snapchat? That's all I have. And YouTube Shorts. I can sit there forever, but anyway, it's just really cool when you wrote about that, just to hear a little bit more about how you write and just a little bit of how, being the best writer is actually being the best listener too.
Thanks. It's all about listening.
So I got to complain about Mississippi because no one was in here to hear my rant.
Let's hear it.
And I'm going to tell you this. I think that Mississippi is the worst state in the union.
That's a hot take. Let's hear it.
I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
We went on this trip, and I'm glad you're here now that I can tell you.
Yeah, but, I'm happy to be
we go down and we get into the rental car, which by the way was an electric Jeep, a hybrid. I thought
fun.
I didn't like the car at first because I was supposed to get a little Altima and we were going to be fine. I'm like, how much gas is this going to cost me? Another Joe Exotic moment of I'm never going to financially recover.
We've all been there.
Turns out it gets great gas. It was a great car. But Google Maps said you want to save an hour and 4 minutes on your drive. Or Apple Map. Don't ever click that button. Don't ever click that button. It will equal out to be in the same time.
Really?
So anyway, we get finally into Mississippi. There is not a good part of this road, number one. People don't know how to drive, number two. We stopped by a Taco Bell, okay? And I was met with a, what do you want? Okay, like number one, I didn't force you to work there. Okay, I didn't say you have to work at Taco Bell today to take my order. So I'm like, can we have a second? Well, and she didn't say anything. So I'm like, okay, I'll just wait, and finally got the order. Not even a thank you, not even the price of the bill. She just said, mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, well, this is not what I was expecting here. I don't know what I did to offend this person. Then they just threw the food at me. It's like, who the hell are you? Well, then we're driving, we get down there. It was great. And this Airbnb that we stayed at was wonderful. It was in awesome. A nice part of the town and everything that we were at. And then I go to get gas. You should have seen it. It was like it was interesting to say the least about what was going on down there. So anyway, get out of Mississippi. Mm-hmm. We get to Alabama, have the best trip ever, except, I went parasailing and I'm scared of heights.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Well, it's the year of yes. I was telling people that, you rubbed off on me. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to do this and not tell everybody about my drastic fear of heights. And so Jackie's having the time of her life, swinging on this parasail, throwing her arms in the air. And this is me because I'm just not feeling it. Like, I feel like this buckle's going to go at any time and I'm plummeting to earth. And
I get that.
like, this is probably how I go. But it was really at the time when you're coming down from that thing, best time of my life, because number one, I knew I was going back to safety, so I like, this is where I can have fun. This is where I can have fun now. But no, I'm going to do it one more time, I think, because 2 is true. If 2 is true, I think that's what you got to start doing.
Yeah, that's very fair.
We had a great trip, and like her family set up this great engagement. Everything looked great and went great. Had no idea, and then got the ring and all that stuff, and now we're planning for this wedding. But the reality is, we got to leave. So the last day before, I'm thinking I got to drive back through Mississippi, and it's already on my mind. So you have a perfect engagement, you have a perfect vacation with great people around. Oh, I got my haircut on vacation.
That's great.
Did I tell you about this?
Yeah, you said that. That's
no,
wonderful.
I'm going to tell the audience. So I said, I tried to book, and I'm not saying it could be my fault because I'm not the best when it comes to that stuff. So I just never heard back. I sent a Facebook message, didn't hear back. So I'm like, okay, no problem.
Yeah,
just going to have a little bit longer hair. Well, her uncle cuts hair, took care of me, and then some. I was in a kitchen with a hefty bag around me, looked great, felt great, and then everything was perfect.
You were ready for this engagement.
I was ready for the engagement.
Those photos turned out so nice.
They did, and honestly, she believed they were family photos, and she was like, "Why are everyone coming to watch us take family photos?" And I'm like, "Well, you'll find out in a second." But the time comes we have to leave after everything's perfect. It's a great trip, everything's fun, everyone has a good time, and then I've got to drive through Mississippi. Yeah. Oh, that's my rough. God. I'm telling you, Sydney, I was seeing stray dogs walking around at gas stations. I saw literally everything you could see in life in Mississippi.
That's saying something.
I'm telling you, if it's coming from me, it is saying something, because I'm a traveler. And anyway, we go and we're almost 6 hours into what I feel like is Mississippi. And I'm like, surely this is the end of this state.
Yes.
Never zoom out of the map when you're driving through Mississippi, because you realize, oh my God, I got another hour and a half of this.
That's rough.
Rough is an understatement.
That's rough.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm telling you. And like, we had just don't know how to drive. The left lane is not for you to sit comfortable in.
No,
okay.
That
I just want to throw that out there.
You're so right.
It's so frustrating. And then they look at you like you're the jerk. It's like, listen, I might be going 80, but the speed limit's 75. Get out of the damn way.
Absolutely true.
Oh, my God.
I'm with you on this.
Anyway, it gets even worse, okay? Because this drive through Mississippi gets worse. Because, we have to take one. I thought we were done with the stops. So, like, good.
Yeah.
Pasture in front of us here. We're ready to get the hell out of this place. No, we had to make one more stop, okay? Just because, why not? Just for the sake of going to a Mississippi gas station. And I'm going to tell you this. There was a gentleman that was working on cars that I really did not see an auto body shop near, and I don't think there was anybody dropping off cars. I don't know what that guy, I wanted to talk to just because I'm like, is this how you're starting your business?
Yeah.
Well, while I was getting ready to do that, more stray dogs.
More stray dogs. Interesting.
They got a stray dog problem down there, and they weren't mean. Like, they were like just part of the community.
Well,
okay.
That's sweet.
And here's the thing though. I'm driving and all of a sudden there's a sign. And it's about bringing broadband to the community. Broadband, not fiber. We're talking just regular run-of-the-mill internet.
Things are rough down there.
I'm not saying, I'm probably going to get never allowed back into the state after this.
Bar you.
But I just, it was just wild to me. And it was like nobody was nice. Everyone was hateful. And I'm like, I'm just here to get gas.
They heard your northern accent. They said, get out of Mississippi. So,
yuppie.
Exactly, yeah.
But no, I mean, so if you ever have to, I would divert Mississippi. I'd find a way. I would honestly take an extra day trip just to not
That's saying something.
swear. But, honestly, it was the time of my life, to be quite honest with you.
To pull it all back.
Trip, it was seriously the best trip I've been on.
It's terrible, that drive
in a long time.
Yeah.
Well, it reminded me of because my family and I are getting older, so our last trip was to London and Rome and all that. It was
awesome.
It was honestly the trip of a lifetime. But it was good to have that kind of feeling of just relaxing again, doing some fun stuff. And, honestly, it was cool just to hit play on the computer at the beach and go, all right, I'm on the air.
Done working. Yeah, just
did
chilling.
It today.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted wanted to rant about Mississippi one more time more than anything. But honestly, though, just cool. It was cool. And then, did you see some of those comments on that damn article? I mean, like, how hateful. So,
Most of them were nice.
positive. But I got to just say, like, when you get somebody that's like, why do I care? And I'm like, I'm curious. So I click on your profile, and all you're doing is posting pictures of your cats. Like, I understand where you're coming from. But then the one guy gave me like 5 to 10 years. I'm like, come on, man.
What a mean thing to say. I just don't get it. I'm going to call out our community really quick. Everyone needs to be nicer on the Facebook comments. The comments are wild.
I just thought it was funny more than anything. I'm like, Jesus, what did I do to make this guy mad?
Literally, yeah. No, it's kind of wild. But, to each their own. If that's all they have to be mad about, if that's the biggest issue in their life, then, like, I envy them. So
I do too,
out.
but I had to tell you more about just this Mississippi drive.
Well, I'm glad you had a great trip. I'm glad you're back. I'm so sorry, but hey, you can cross Mississippi off your map and say
it was already
there.
crossed off.
Yeah, you
That's the problem.
You can say you experienced it now. You didn't just drive through.
We experienced it. But you know what was kind of deflating about it? Because the Airbnb we stayed at in Mississippi was like really nice.
Really?
It wasn't bad at all. It was really cool and a nice spot. And then like when you actually go through like Mississippi, you're like, whoa, here, what's going on?
So did you stay in Mississippi or Alabama?
Well, stayed one night in Mississippi,
Gotcha.
and then kind of cut the drive in half.
So you experienced Mississippi.
Yeah, and
You
this
stayed
was
the night.
cool. Yeah, it was really cool. Like it was a
good.
nice Airbnb, and then got up and went. Alabama, we had the Buc-ee's experience, and I've been to Buc-ee's
I love
before.
Buc-ee's.
But this was the busiest Buc-ee's I've ever seen.
Buc-ee's is always thriving.
I'm telling you though, this was crazy. Like it was like insane, stopping traffic on the highway.
That is wild.
Nuts. Anyway, it was a great time, and I just wanted to tell you about it.
Thank you for sharing.
More. Anyway,
I
I like your blogs this week. They were good.
Appreciate that. Likewise, I enjoy what you're doing as well. So look forward to seeing it all come together.
Well, and then you got to write about Centerstone here in a little bit.
I know. I'm excited. I love writing about Centerstone.
Be talking about their outpatient counseling
That'll be
services,
interesting.
which is actually good because I feel like a lot of people utilize that or maybe want to and want to learn more about it. So it's
look forward to
really
hearing
cool.
about it, yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Oh, did you see the security tag on my shirt?
No, I actually didn't see this, so
I got one more minute. Yeah. So we go and get the shirt because I had her pick out the clothes because I don't want, it's might as well. I have no taste in clothing as you can see.
That.
I'm wearing kind of.
As I can obviously see, yes, you have no taste in
clothing. No, I get it. Like I look like I'm playing golf today, but I just, I had her out. The store forgot to take the security tag off.
That's unfortunate.
So I thought, how funny would it be? I kept trying to convince her, at the end, to rip the pin and just go ahead and get the die pack going just to see what would happen and get it captured.
Yeah.
Be like, there we go. He stole the shirt. That's the joke.
There we go.
Wasn't having it, but we took it back and they felt bad. And then me, I have to make sure people know my sorrow. So I'm like, I just want to let you know. I was getting engagement photos in this shirt that you left the security tag on, and didn't mess it up, but could have looked better without the tag. And all they told me was sorry. I was hoping for some free shirts or something. That would have been
nice. But you guilted, man.
I do.
Guilt.
Oh, I do. I'm good at that. Anyway, Sydney, I know you got a busy day. It's great talking
Likewise.
to you.
No, very
and
fun.
Catching up.
Good times.
I think the drilling, they heard us or someone
they
said
heard
something.
You complain and they said, sorry.
He's in a really kind of mood today. I think we should take a lunch early.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Sydney, have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk again soon.
Appreciate it.
What's 10:06? Centerstone's going to join us in a couple of minutes. You stay there, and we'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.